Milo, pets are family. But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years. Until now. One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs. Since launch, more than a dog a day has been reunited with their family. Be a hero in your neighborhood with Search Party. Available to everyone for free right now. Join the neighborhood at ring.com.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians 2 and 11 in the NLT. So that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. First and foremost, before we get started, I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting a spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me his truth. Salutations, brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting the spirit fight of faith. And salutations, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity to you all. I want to say shalom. Never pray this quick lesson be edifying to the elect. So we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, man. They're evil schemes. We can see exactly what these devils are doing with this ring doorbell, which they presented the commercial during the Super Bowl, man. You know, and this is all information I heard through the beloved brother down in Mississippi, GMS Kingdom Minded. You know, I was listening to his video this morning, and he was bringing this information out, and it's very interesting how these devils are moving and using something that's so common to start surveilling the people, you know, because let's look it up, because he had looked it up on his video. How many I'll just start with ring cam. So it says AI overview. Approximately 10 million American homes were estimated to have Amazon Ring cameras as of 2023, but it's rapidly expanding home security market. Roughly 20% of U.S. internet households now use a video doorbell, with Ring holding a dominant share. So let me see. Ring cam. Let me see. See if I can ask the question again. Or any type of security camera. There we go. There we go. Approximately 52% of U.S. households, or over 68 million homes, now use at least one security camera for home protection, with 2025 reports indicating a significant rise in adoption. Ring is a dominant brand in this market with an estimated 10 million, what we just read. So over 50% have cameras, and that's just the houses, right? And not to mention all the cameras that they have, you know, on the traffic lights and street lights, and you know, what have you. So this is, you know, being used as a way to segue into mass surveillance. Now, with this video, let's play it again.
This is Milo, pets are family. But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years. Until now. One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs.
Now it said it's using AI to scan the dog, scan the movements. You know, it's watching. So if you have this neighborhood that they're showing, this person has a camera, the person across the street next to them, all these people got the same Ring camera, and they can just tap right into it through a remote app or whatever. So if it's possible for the Ring app, the consumer, to tap into it, why wouldn't they have a backdoor, way so that the government, the officials, the the powers that be able to use it as well? Because as the brother was bringing out earlier, he was showing a video. The AI is so detailed that it can see everything that's happening and write it out for you. You don't even have to watch the video. You could just read about it. Like that's how detailed and how advanced this technology is. And they're getting people used to the idea of being surveilled in order for safety, And let me get this. Ecclesiasticus 12:16, otherwise known as Sirach in the Apocrypha. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, meaning in his mind, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's exactly what these devils are doing, man. They're coming up with this quote-unquote solution. Salakia. Satan always, doing what Satan does. But yeah, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. And we see where this is all going. I want to read this comment real quick from Illusion Sector. And it says, available to everyone for free right now is what they said in the video, in the Ring camera video. He said the old adage, when something is free, you are the product, has never rung truer, man. Exactly, man. And that's exactly what it is, man. These devils are using, everybody, especially these Edomites, favorite, family member, which they love more than their actual children, their dogs. And we love animals too, don't get me wrong, but the scriptures speak about these Edomites and the dogs. But they're using that to make a segue in order to have more people have these Ring cameras and make it more convenient and all this, BS, and then make it so that people are opting in to having this AI scanning for things, because it's not going to stop with dogs. That's the point. That's the gradualism that these devils are doing, because it's going to be scanning people, which is the point, and facial recognition, and all this stuff with the ice cubes, ICE agents have, this facial recognition. They got the TSA facial recognition. At certain stores they have facial recognition. So they're getting everybody acclimated, right? Or they're trying to get everybody acclimated to being digitally in this system. It's the whole talk about digital IDs all over the world. This is what this is all coming into, getting people used to getting their face scanned regularly. So make it like a normal part of life. So people just everywhere they go, they're just used to getting their face scanned and everything. The same way that, how they they got everybody used to the the chip in their card. I've mentioned this before. When you can't even swipe your card anymore. If you have a C-hip on your card, which everybody does nowadays, it prompts the cashier to say, "Oh, use your C-hip," which is all part of their plan because it's making people get used to hearing that verbiage. So it won't be surprising when people walk up and have an actual, that's that RFID C-hip in their within their body, man. When people start actually, when this double starts coming down and people have that actually implanted in them, people aren't going to be surprised by hearing that because they've already been used to hearing it. And then the whole thing with wearables, people paying with their phone, we always speak about this. That whole motion of putting your hand to the machine, even in Amazon, they have the Palm Pay. They're getting people used to that idea of having, a C-hip inside of them and getting them used to being within the digital system. That's what this is all about. So let me see. I don't want to make this too long. Let me read some of this. Get a couple precepts and I'll close it out. This is from Natural News. It's published. What's it? Yep, today, February 11th, 2026. It reads, "Your Ring doorbell isn't finding pets; it's building your permanent blackmail file." It says during the Super Bowl, millions of Americans watched a heartwarming advertisement. A Ring doorbell video clip showed a lost pet return to his grateful owner thanks to the watchful eye of a neighbor's camera. The message was simple: buy this device, build a safer, more connected community, blase, blase, blah, right? It was a master stroke of emotional manipulation, a Trojan horse disguised as a feel-good story. The reality is far more sinister. That innocuous-looking device on your front door isn't just a digital peephole, it's a data harvesting node in a vast privately owned surveillance grid. See, there you, and that's what it is. You are not buying security, you are financing the construction of your own permanent digital dossier, a file that can and will be weaponized against you and your family. This isn't paranoia, it's the logical endpoint of partnership between profit-hungry corporations and a government that long ago abandoned the concept of privacy as a right. But like they said, it's a surveillance tactic. That's what it is. They say it right here: the age of surveillance capitalism. And we, and even within my family and with brothers, we spoke about how, you'll talk about, oh man, I want to get a new pair of Jordans or something. All of a sudden, you're getting advertisements on Facebook, on IG, on YouTube or whatever, different apps. That they're advertising. They're listening, man. So they're trying to get the people used to being listened to, watched, surveilled, so that when they implement this into the W to the O, they can implement this social credit score, and they're talking about having people have to sign in to the internet when they go online and have their identity linked with them when they're on the internet. So the comments that they make and there's no anonymity anymore. There's no, you are separated from your online thing. Nah, you could be separated. It's going to be literally linked to you, and they wanted to link it to, your financial, your social credit score, your everything. That's the goal of these devils, man. That's the goal of these devils. This is Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Right? And who's the perfect? Mainly the elect of the nation of Israel, man. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? So this is it's a snare. This is a trap that these devils are putting forth, man. Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, man. And that's this whole thing is just another step toward the MO to the TV. That's all that's happening, man. They're getting people primed for when they have, whatever event, psyop that they're gonna present, and have people, they say that, and the brother mentioned this, and it makes perfect sense. They could say that there's some kind of national security threat, and that all these, cameras that these people have, they can't remove them. They have to, have it on, the government has to have access to it. It has to be on 24/7, this, that, and the third, and that's, they already setting up the infrastructure, man. And they're using their smooth words to do so. And a lot of people are going to fall for it. Because, I do delivery, work in, the majority of the people's houses that I go to, whether it be in Edomite neighborhoods, Jake neighborhoods, they got the Ring camera or some kind of form of cameras outside of their cribs. So you're always being recorded, filmed. So they're getting people used to that, because that's the plan, man. That's part of their plan. But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Let's end off on this, because this is the ultimate end goal for these devils. But the Lord is going to throw a monkey wrench in their plans. As the scriptures say, they shall not be able to accomplish their enterprise, man. Roughly paraphrasing. Revelation 13, I'll start at 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, a charagma, in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, man. 666. So this is where, we're definitely approaching the end, of these devils' rulership, man. And they're doing everything they can to accomplish their end to the W to the O, man. But it's ultimately going to come to no avail, So, that's pretty much it. I hope and pray this lesson was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS for teaching rule well, taught me his truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out to listen, learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom, Ababa Ball, and Kwam Yasharah. Hey, shalom. To the next one.